Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. So, I received some advice that I need to just share with everyone what's going on. Because people want to know. I do interesting stuff, so I'm going to start just sharing things that I'm into. Right now, this morning, I am sitting in my car because I am on a block for Amazon Flex Fresh. The shift was for 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. for 2 hours, anywhere from $36 to $50 American money. And I'm doing this out of Chicago, by the way. So I got here. If you get here earlier than your shift is supposed to start, you'll increase the chances of you being able to get orders to be able to run out. The plus side of getting orders to run out is that you will get the tips. So it's likely, since the shift range is $36 to $50, if you deliver, you'll probably get the $50, which I have in the past. If you don't have any orders, like I checked in at 7:26, 27, almost 7:30. Looks like most of them have been assigned. What you do when you pull up to the station, you go and you tap on the app that you've arrived, and you go into the go in, have them scan your ID to officially check in, and then you see which cart you've been assigned to go ahead and scan in your packages, load them into your car, and do your deliveries. It is now about 10 minutes after 8. I'm thinking that I'm not going to be assigned anything at this point, because typically when they strategize how they are going to get these orders to the people, and usually most of the time, once you pick it up, you're going to drive about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes to where it actually is being dropped off at. That's just the situation for Chicago out of the Goose Island location. Majority of these people who are ordering their food are in the far north side, north suburbs. That's where the money is. So I'm sure there is something of the like going west to the west suburbs. And then they also do it out of Whole Foods locations. I've done it out of Whole Foods locations. And their thing is to pay a little bit better. But basically, when you sign up for a Whole Food shift, you get there, and once you get there, they should have some orders available in the freezer pickup section for you, or refrigerator pickup section. If they don't, they don't, and you'll be waiting until something comes in, just hanging tight in the waiting area. But then if they do, you pick up your orders, you go deliver them. The thing about picking up with Whole Foods, you deliver it. So in this situation, last time I did one, I got there early because, let me go ahead and get those packages so I can go ahead and get them out and be done. Because the earlier you finish, the more you actually, you get a bigger net benefit, because you get paid the money regardless. Even if it's a 4-hour block and you get it done in an hour and a half, you still get that money, which can be very lucrative if there are increased blocks, because those increased blocks are nice. But back to the Whole Foods thing. So I got there early, picked up the order, and then I hurried up and I ran to where I need to go. So I'm like, yeah, I got this money, I'm good, yeah, easy money. Till dropped it off, and then it says return to the waiting area for other orders. So I had to drive back to the Whole Foods, which was, back to the Whole Foods. Ooh, I don't want my lips to be that dry. Oh well, I'm human, y'all understand. So, and it's 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. So, that is what's going on. So, so I had to drive back there, and then by the time I got there, they didn't have any orders, because it was like a shift from 9 to 10 o'clock at night or something like that. But by the time I got there early, dropped off the package, and got back to the Whole Foods, it was 9:10. So it was like I kind of, I was being efficient, but had myself going in a circle back to the store, and only to wait there until about It's about 15 minutes before that block was to end that I was like, all right, there's not going to be any order. Because they typically also, when they schedule you for these blocks and things like that, they try to include time for you to wrap up, and if there's an event where you have to bring the order back to the location, back to the warehouse, because you're not able to deliver it. So that might, if you drove 45 minutes out, it might be 45 minutes on the tail end of that block that's just going to be available. So given that I have 15 minutes left in that block, there's no way for me to pick up an order, for them to tell me you have an order, for them to estimate that, give me time to actually be able to find and scan the order, load the order, get it to the location, and get it back just in case I wasn't able to deliver it. So that was a wrap. I pulled off, which is what might happen a little bit here if my phone doesn't chime with the order for this fresh. So there's the increased blocks that I was talking about. The increased blocks, sometimes when it's just high in demand, they say if the blocks have been sitting there for a while and people haven't been grabbing them, then they'll start increasing the price. I've watched 4-hour blocks go up from, usually 4-hour blocks around here is $72 base rate. That's $18 an hour. But then I've seen them increase all the way to $120 per hour. And yes, I've grabbed me one of those. I was like, where is it at? Out there. So, $120, so that's $30 an hour for 4 hours. And I probably got done with that in about 2 hours because, I don't play like, you're your own boss pretty much when you're doing this because you're an independent contractor. So, if you want to drag your feet, you can drag your feet and be out there for 4 hours. Okay. But then at the same time, if it takes you longer than that, 5 hours or whatever, you can take 5-6 hours to do it because chances are they give you a block, let's say 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and most of those packages say must be delivered by 9:30 p.m. So if you want to be out there to 5, 6, 7, enjoy. But I want to be over and done with it, get their product off of my hands, and yada, yada, yada. Make sure you have your phone charged. Make sure you don't got no raggedy Obama phone with low data. You need to make sure that you have a good connection and that it can hold a charge and that your outlets in your car work so you can charge it, or you got your power bank, whatever you got to do. I was out one day delivering packages and my phone decided to die, and then my cigarette lighter went out, and then the alternative power outlet went out as well. That was a nightmare, and I wasn't sure whether it was my actual little adapter thing that I plug into there because I got it at like 5 below, and so I didn't expect it to last, forever. But then I tried another one that kind of died. Then my cousin went and got one from the Dollar Tree. It was like, don't spend a lot of money, make sure it's not the actual things. Turned out the thing wasn't working, it was the actual fuses. I checked the fuses and replaced the fuses to get that back up and running. But on that day, I didn't do all that because it was like raining, and I was like, oh my God. So I went to, it was an emergency, I went to a Target in the area. I went to Target, and they have these charging stations. These charging stations where you can put your phone in there, put in your phone number and your email address, and a PIN number, not a PIN number, but select a photo or something like that. Plug it up, lock it up, it's secure, you leave it there. So I put my phone in there, then I wandered around Target for a good like half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I had a good 30% left on my phone at that point, and I hopped right back out there. And I dropped the rest of them packages. I still was within my 4-hour block. I made it, probably finished with everything, probably about 3 hours. And that's throwing a 45-minute waste time, time wasting situation in there. So that was that. I don't think I brought anything for my lips, but I'd be all right. Yeah, so, yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm also going to do some more videos. That's the Chicago code. Getting my lips all chappy like that. That's not okay. It's not okay. So some other things about Amazon Flex. They'll send you any and everywhere. Last night I went to the Hood. I've been to the Hood before, my neighborhood Hood. Which I was okay with. But then when you go to somebody else's neighborhood, you're like, okay now. So, went to the Hood last night. I don't like to work after dark sets in. That can be summer, that can be winter. Winter, it's cold and it's dark. No, okay? It's too cold to be, faced with situations, whether that's you in the Hood. I didn't know whether it was going to be a stray pit bull walking down the street, because that can happen. That can really happen. And it's too cold to be trying to fight with a stray pit bull. If it was the summer, I'm like, all right, okay, let me, but it's winter. You're just like, I'm just so cold. I don't want to move. I'm stiff. No. You hear little sounds and things like that. All the leaves rustling everywhere. And, Then in the summertime, after dark, that means it's about 9, 10 o'clock at night. That's when it gets to cracking, okay? That's when you hear about, although there was a shooting down the street at 9:15 p.m., at 11:05, 12:15 a.m. That's when I'm not trying to, so I don't really, I'm not really into doing them late at night, especially you don't know whether you're going to be sent. They sent me to the end of Timbuktu, where people, to deliver packages of God knows what to people who, I don't understand why they have the internet. They live so far out on the edge of civilization, and how they got an internet connection or a credit card to even download some Amazon Prime stuff or whatever. Well, usually not Prime now, but it would be like, no, just Amazon Prime stuff. So, and then you're driving down these winding roads and pitch black outside, where for some people, other places it's probably freaking normal. But, being in Chicago, everything's well lit, everything's on a grid system. All that means all the streets are like little squares. So all the streets go all the way through for the most part. Ain't no loop around through and terrace and court. No. A street, road, avenue, boulevard, place. That's the long and short end of things. And it's just all crisscross. You can't really you can get lost, but if you have any type of sense of direction, if you're analytical or pretty logical thinking, it's really easy to not ever get lost in Chicago, or look at an address and kind of be like, okay, so I know that's kind of over here. It's the simplest thing. I think I knew which way I was going by the time I was probably like 8 or 9 or whatever. I pretty much knew the layout of the city, and if I needed to go somewhere, I knew the bus system and all that type of stuff. Yeah, and my brother, who was like, I have a little brother, big little brother, who he memorized, we like to read, we were bookworms when I was a kid. So, I got this lip stuff down here, but no, here we go. I got something that might be accommodating to this situation, but I spilled sand in this. So my little brother, I'll put this on. I don't need y'all. I ain't trying to be doing all that up on camera. It's like some sand was like some sand in like the crevices because I guess I took this slip on to the beach. But I need that moisture. So yeah, and look at these crumbs, what a mess. Don't judge me. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so my little brother, I'm all over the place. I'm talking about the bus now. But anyway, so since I started, my little brother, we were bookworms, and my little brother was one of the same, reading any and everything. And one of those things was like a bus, big giant bus map with like all the bus routes in the city of Chicago, and all the streets, where they start, where they stop, what time they start. My little brother memorized the whole thing and could tell you if you needed to go somewhere. A grown person could ask him, hey, I need to go here. And he'd be like, you need to take this bus to that bus. And this is a 4-year-old. You need to take this bus to that bus. That bus, it starts here, it ends there. That's the end of the line. Then you get on this bus. It starts there. That's the beginning of that bus's line. That's the end of that bus's line. You get on it, head in that direction. It starts this time. These buses run as early as this time in the morning. Stop running at this time. They got hour service. They don't have hour service. They got weekend service. They don't have holiday service. I tell you all that at 4 years old. But very, 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 very smart individual. Yeah, very, very smart individual. My brother is. That's pretty much it for today. Well, not for today, because I'm going to be back. Because I'm going to just I like to talk. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Any comments, questions? Want to see other videos about other things? I'm here for you. Thanks for watching.